evaluation process. And that was basically, is he an effective department chair? And the results looked something like this. It was a 1 to 7 scale, but it was easier to steal something off of Wikipedia. And so there was a big group here where the mean was 6, right? And then there was a group over here where the mean loved him, you hated him. But the problem was that when you took the mean, it was like 7 on a 7-point scale. Everybody said, the 3.7 doesn't represent anybody's view. Nobody felt kind of neutral about it, or however you might view that middle point. So we lost a lot of meaning by using that Likert scale survey, right? And that's one of my Bruce McCune papers that I like to cite from 2001. And really what it is, it's the problem of having aggregate results, right? So, and we do this when we do a theme analysis in qual, right? We do qualitative studies. We might have lots of statements from our group to look at, I don't know, what's important for a college student to know, right? We have lots of stakeholders in business and industry, and they all come in, and we have lots of different statements that have been made, and then we look for themes, right? Good written communication skills. They have good oral communication skills. But can we differentiate if there's maybe a group that has a very different focus? No, because their theme is mixed in with everybody else's theme. Aggregate, just like the Likert scale survey. To me, that's the beauty of Q methodology, is that it's not aggregate in that way. We can see how people's views are different. And generally, a group of people have a very different evaluation process. So that was my first Q study was actually looking at evaluation. And the results looked something like, and I can guarantee it was a 1 to 7 scale. Students who were in the same classroom, I always say it's the same reason why everybody in my physics class had the same homework assignment. They ran the same labs. You hated him. But the problem was that when you took the mean, it was like, you tell me how I end up with people who have 99% and people who have 20%. They experienced my class 3.7 doesn't represent anybody's view. And it could be, but a lot of it nobody ends up coming down as they had a very different view, or however you might view that. Some students love me, and some so we lost a lot of meaning by using that Likert scale. But I'm the same person for all of them. And that's one very different of mine. Everybody should have an envelope. It's the problem of having the aggregate results, right? So, and we do this when we we have more coming, or are we still strong, right? We do qualitative studies. We might have lots of statements from our group to look at, I don't know, what's important for a college student to know, right? We have lots of stakeholders in business and industry, and they all come in, and we have lots of different statements that have been made, and then we look for themes, right? Some of the blue sheets might be white sheet skills. They have good oral communication skills. But can we differentiate if there's maybe so our group that has is actually about right? Because their theme is mixed in with everybody else's theme. Aggregate, just like the Likert scale survey. To me, that's the beauty of Q methodology, is that it's not aggregate in that way. My online students and generally, a group of people have a very different view, right? Like my first Q study was actually looking at evaluation of teaching. I have, right? And I can guarantee you that students who are in the same classroom, I always say it's the same reason why, right? Everybody in my physics class had the same homework assignment. They ran the same lab. So, right? So they had the same small group conversations. You tell me how I end up with people who have 99% and people who have 20%. They experienced my class different piles, right? And it could be, but a lot of it. I'll assume that you guys are like some of my students. Right? Just like some students love me. So there's 3 piles, right? Like my view, so unlike my view, but I'm the same. Meaning you don't always feel one way or another. Very different. It helps if they're of similar size. Everybody should have an envelope. My first Q study, my basic chemistry. Right. One of the basic chemistry students. Okay, we have more coming, or are we still short? I said, well, you can't. Yes. Every statement is like sorted. But some of them, they're on the same topic. But maybe that would be to the angry girl who said that she didn't like doing the Q sort. Some of the blue sheets might be white sheets for evaluation. We ran out of because I can pick a number that I think represents the teacher, and then I just bubble. All right, so our condition here is actually about right. She was on it, right? And she was really actually the Q sort that I Q workshop student in the summer of 2010 do my online bubble thing. Kids do like 2 minutes and I can go. And this thing is 20 minutes. Sorry, I made. Well, she was on. We made you angry. Right. As you go through the sorting process, we won't make it necessarily go all the way. And we have a blue, but I'd like to give you not too much time. Time to go through and write that sorting process of looking at the statement and making a judgment. I often tell participants that you go through the statements and you read them. Right? There's no right one of reading files. That's really important because I'll assume that you guys are like some of my students. You don't really read the instructions. Right, so there's 3 piles, right? Like my view, unlike my view, and neutral, meaning you don't really feel one way or another. Right? Just you sort the way similar size, right? You don't want to be like my first view study, my basic chemistry. One of the basic chemistry students, the first time I did it, students sorted based on how they thought it was every statement is what she said. But some of them were hard, right? Go do your best. Just show my statement. So my statements have exactly the same eye, opposed to the angry girl who said that is like that. This is not about me, and it's not about bubble sheet, socially acceptable answers, right? Because I can pick a number that I think represents the teacher, and then I just bubble that number all the way down. And then use the blue sheet. Well, she was on it, right? And she was really angry about the Q sort. There's at the top it says experience. At the top it says the number of statements. The bubble thing takes me like 2 minutes, and I can go. -5 days go 20 minutes. Sometimes people ditch the blue. That made me angry. Right. As you go through the sorting process, and we won't make it necessarily go all the way through, but I'd like to give you not too much time. Some time to go through and don't ask me why that sorting process of looking at the statement and making a judgment. And if you're white statements or yellow, that there are tile floors in my building are white sorting, and what would happen is students would drop a statement really important and wouldn't realize it and wouldn't be able to find it on our filter. So I started making them yellow because they stand out, and if they drop them, they're easy to find. What does it mean to you? Well, we just don't want to be wrong. So we be wrong. At the very end, you sorted the way if you see gave you enough time to actually finish the whole sorting process. There's a question about why the first time I did it, I sorted the highest on where they thought it was. I often come to a sorting session like a printout of all of the statements. My statements. So my statements have a tendency to say inevitably people write down all the numbers in their grid, and they're all cited. And this is not about me, and it's not about. But I don't remember socially acceptable answers. Hey, I can look up what they do. That's what we meant. So that's always, just a. So and then use the blue sheet just so we have room to take the statements. Oh, there we go. Oh, look, I have. There's a. Oh, at the top it says. At the top it says the number of statements, which is what they say -5. Plus, in this particular case, there are 11 numbers minus some. Sometimes people there are 44 statements. It seems for this particular study, I don't really have. I don't have any desire to force you. Yeah. So as I the short answer statements that are most likely to you. It's basically that one, right? It's just a big rectangle where there's 4 statements in every column. Don't ask me why they're blue. I just started off. I've gotten so I actually like that, and I know it says 11. And why the statements are yellow. The tile floors in my building are white, and what would happen is students would drop a statement.
It doesn't matter.
And wouldn't
Sometimes
realize it and wouldn't be able to find it on our
like
filter
everyone.
one.
It just
So
I started making
really
them
make
yellow
decisions
because they
about
stand out and
where
if
you
they
want to
drop them,
place
they're
that
easy to
statement.
find. And
For
you
some
almost
people,
never
it
find
seems
yellow.
very easy. For others,
So,
it seems very
at the
difficult
very
to make
end,
that decision.
sometimes
If we
it's
gave you
almost
enough
like
time to
they don't
actually finish the whole sorting
didn't
process.
want to disagree.
Right?
There's
Just
always
questions
about
I
why
had
you place
anticipated.
the grid items, the items where you
That's
did.
why when
I
usually
often
students
come
to making
the
sure that
sorting
these
section,
look like
a
they're making
printout
decisions,
of all of the
that their piles
statements
don't
that
look
aren't cut up.
horrible.
Because inevitably, people write down all the numbers in their grid, and they're all excited, and then they get to the questions, and they say, "But I don't remember what statement 41 is." Hey, I can look up what statement 41 is. So that's always, just a kind of a side kind of thing. Can't remember what the next one is. Oh, there we go. Oh, look, I have 401s, and there's just right what basically the instructions look like. That bottom picture is what the grid looks like. In this particular case, there are 11 numbers, -5 to +5, and so there were 44 statements. It seems for this particular study, I don't have any desire to force you to pick only one or two statements that are most likely to you. Right? It's basically a plot, right? It's just a big rectangle where there's 4 statements in every column.
I've gotten so I actually like that, and I know it says 11 up here, but it should be 15.
It doesn't matter. Sometimes I have participants who count like everyone. It just to get you to really make decisions about where you want to place that statement. For some people, it seems very easy. For others, it seems very difficult to make that decision. Sometimes it's almost like they don't like the chemistry. She didn't want to disagree with them. But that was I had anticipated it.
But that's why usually when students or participants are sorting, making sure that police look like they're making decisions, that their piles don't look one way or the other.